when do any of you remember when you first became aware of anything, your existence, of your thoughts, of how different you are from other people, of how unique your life experience is from everybody else, or how the same it is compared to lots of other people? Today we're going to get into the concepts, the realities of consciousness and existentialism. Hopefully it doesn't get a little too crazy. So let's begin. Hello, 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 beautiful people. Beautiful, I don't know. I keep adding stuff every time. My name is Keyshawn, and I'm the founder, owner, and designer of Chasmic, Desist, a clothing brand that's dedicated to illustrating mental and emotional health issues through art and poetry, but also providing my own unique perspectives and experiences on how to heal and grow. Now, before we get into the video of a very different video from what you guys are used to by now, but not really different in terms of my own thoughts, I want to highlight you on what Chasmic Desist offers. So make sure you go to the website at chasmicdesist.store. You'll find a bunch of unique designs and poetry, from the trust issues design to the actual meaning behind the actual logo itself, to a bunch of unique art, a special blog that highlights my mind, brand updates, some behind the scenes content, and some other unique things on there, including, all the clothing items and sometimes a free clothing giveaway every so often when I feel like, one, I have the resources to do it, and two, I feel good enough about it. So aside from that, let's begin. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about consciousness and existentialism is because, well, mainly it's for me. I feel like I want to get this out, but I do believe that many people have experiences being in limbo, and as existence-related limbo. And what do I mean by existence-related limbo? Well, let's start from the top. When you are conscious of something, you are aware of your surroundings and yourself. But what exactly does that mean to be aware of yourself and your surroundings? Well, there's different levels of consciousness. You can be at the very bottom, when you're just surviving, trying to eat, trying to get food. You're not really worried about, your own thoughts and experiences. You're just trying to get by. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but that's not how you're supposed to be long term. Then there's a second level where you're not as worried about survival. You're more worried about, how you feel about certain things, how you grow, what do certain things mean? What does your existence mean? Like, what is the point of anything? And at this stage, you're in the limbo phase. You're in the limbo phase of existence because you feel like you're chasing something that's so odd and mysterious and that's so hard to explain. But at the same time, you're in between this other end where you just want to go back to survive and not worry about anything, because thinking about such things can be really anxiety inducing and can really force you to face certain things that you may not be ready to face, and that scares you. So you're in that limbo phase where you're trying to discover more about yourself and your surroundings, but also just trying to stay in your little comfort zone where you don't have to worry about all that stuff and not worry about it freaking you out. All right, many of us have been there. I have been there myself, but instead of, the freaking out phase, I have just been in the drifting in the ether phase where I'm aware of everything, and I'm aware of how different I am and how unique my experience is compared to everybody else, and how unique everyone else's experiences are. But I'm also, I'm also very, very aware of how unconscious many people are in comparison to me and some other people that I know. And that may be the case for you. You may be aware that lots of people are just in survival mode. They're not really thinking like that. They may be aware of certain things, but they're not aware like you, right? Sometimes it's a discomforting feeling, and it can make you feel alone, and it can make you have an existential crisis. And that's a very scary thing. It's a very anxious feeling. It's a very lonely feeling at times. But it is a very important feeling because it shows that you're becoming more aware of things. And when you are more conscious of yourself and your surroundings, you start to realize the steps you have to take in order to grow, in order to heal, the facets of yourself that need to be reworked, rewired. Because at the end of the day, you are a semblance of a machine, like a program, like a computer program. When you're born, you start off as a blank slate. And then at a certain point in your life, you become aware of your existence, that you are a living thing, that you are a breathing thing, that you are conscious of life, basically. But then environment, nature, and nurture seem to mold you into something else and change you. And that can either elevate your consciousness or dwindle your level of consciousness, break it down. And with that comes a bit of a learning curve in terms of the steps that you need to take in order to heal and grow. So if you're in a bad environment, let's say you're in a bad environment, say you're impoverished, you're in poverty, the more aware you are of your surroundings and the less you just want to survive, the more you'll want to live instead of just survive. You start to see all the bad habits around you, all the bad influences around you. You're becoming more aware of who you are, where you're at, and how messed up things are. And when that happens, you could just be like, ugh. You just feel icky and gross. You just want to get all that nasty, residue off you. You know what I'm saying? And then you also just feel bad. You're like, man, I hope I get so successful that I can help all these people. But then when you learn more, you start to think like, oh wait, there's some people I can't help. Because you think about it, when you're more aware, these people have taken advantage of me. These people take advantage of my kindness. These people are rude to me. These people only want to just do BS. They don't care about anything. And then you're like, their existence is really different from mine. Their thoughts and patterns are really different from mine. And they're on their own path, but now I'm realizing that I have my own unique path to pursue, and I need to pursue it. I can't take everybody with me, but those who want to join me and are actually dedicated to joining me can join me. So when that happens, when you reach that level of consciousness, your little existential crisis will come to an end. Eventually you won't always feel like you're in the Matrix or this is a big dream and whatnot. Now you may feel that, life is a fever dream sometimes, because sometimes, let's be honest, life is so confusing sometimes it can feel like existence itself is just whatever. It's so odd, it's confusing. Like the stuff going on in the world right now with politics and wars and religion, is like, what is happening? It's like, why does any of this need to happen? What are people trying to gain? What's going on? Is a higher power trying to just play with us? Am I going crazy? Am I the only one that just doesn't like this stuff? I was about to curse. But no, you're not crazy, You can question your existence a lot, but don't let it get to the point where you think that your existence doesn't matter. If you are a conscious being and you have the ability to be aware of your surroundings, the ability to be aware that you deserve to be greater, that you can be greater, and the ability to recognize that other things exist in this world and the rest of, the universe reality that are so tremendously beautiful and mysterious and deserve your acknowledgement and your pursuit, your existence is not negligible. Sorry, I'm a little hungry, my stomach growled. Before we continue with this video, let's take a journey through the Chasmic Desist website, where I not only had the chance to take all of your money, but also show you guys what it really means to be part of this beautiful community of ours and grow together. When you go to the website, you'll be met with all the new happenings, different pathways to explore your inner reality, like your inner song, how you harmonize, and even how you gift yourself. We'll delve into what our roles are, my own subconscious and brand updates, each design's unique poetry, illustrations, and even how you can illustrate yourself. You'll find chances to win something and even realign yourself if you ever get lost along the way. Your existence isn't negligible at all. There's a reason that you come here to exist. Now, initially, you may not know it, but that's okay. It's a learning phase, it's a learning period. All you have to do, if you don't know, is just grow. Grow internally. Heal all the parts that need to be healed, acknowledge all the parts that need to be acknowledged, nurture all the parts that need to be nurtured. That's all you have to do. Just evolve yourself, just evolve. Get others to help you evolve, surround yourself with other people that, induce your evolution, be a catalyst towards your evolution. Just do that. And you will find that you will slowly, more and more gradually understand the meaning for your existence. Now, it doesn't have to be super profound, like world leader or just trendsetter or whatever. You don't have to be a super duper all powerful anything. You can do that if you want to, but that's not gonna be for everybody. All right, everybody doesn't want all the same things. Everybody's skill sets don't fit, the same boxes. They don't always fill the same boxes. But as you grow, heal more and more of yourself, as you evolve, you will find that your existence does have a meaning. You will find, only you can do certain things. Only you can help certain people. Only you can inspire certain inventions or conventions or whatever. All right, you become more aware of that, and then your level of consciousness elevates. All right, and once your level of consciousness elevates, you'll start to reach a level of peace, of inner peace. When you do all the healing, all the growing, all the nurturing, you'll start to embody self-love more, the true love more. Once you reach that high level of consciousness, your existential crises, those will never happen again. You'll have your meaning, you'll have your reason to live, you'll find, your dream job, you'll have your dream career. The more and more you elevate yourself, the more and more things work out for you. All right. You no longer are the follower. You don't just fit into the crowd. You are the crowd. It's you. You're the leader. You're the trendsetter. You're the one that people go to for advice, for help, and actually listen to and take your advice, and don't just toss it like it doesn't mean anything. Nobody else takes advantage of your kindness. You are so aware of your emotions, of your thoughts, of your actions. You are aware of everything. And that shit is so sick. Yeah, don't excuse my language for that one. Feel me? That's so cool. And then when you get there, when you reach that point, that level of consciousness, when you see, I'll give you an example. When you reach that level of consciousness, and let's say you see an open road, and nobody else is on that road but you. That's just symbolic of, it's just you. Like you can just go. You can go as far as you want to, and pursue anything. And again, that shit is so sick. Because you got there, right? Now you can still like be confused about life and feel like it's a dream, but when you reach a certain level of awareness and nurture of yourself, it's a great dream. It's a great dream. And when you wake up, you'll be like, wow, that was a great dream. Let's make another one. Let's make another one happen. Let's make another one come true. And then it just keeps snowballing and snowballing and snowballing. And then it's like, gosh, I'm so happy that I got to this point and I realized all those things. Because if I didn't realize what a bad situation I was in, if I didn't realize how asleep I was, I would have just been sad forever, or I would have just been stuck forever. I would have just been a cog in the machine forever. I would have just been in a cubicle of life forever. And nobody likes cubicles. I guarantee you, nobody likes cubicles. I'm talking to you, business majors, cheaters. So I hope this is more of a fun video, talking about interesting things, not in terms of, real sad things or dark things like the last video where it was kind of, So I'll end the video with this. Hopefully I place my little website tour ad appropriately. But I'll end the video with this. Consciousness is a mystery. Scientists, philosophers, and even mathematicians, I think, maybe, people who actually care about certain things, are questioning what consciousness actually is. What does it mean to be conscious? You have the dictionary definition of being aware of yourself and your surroundings, but what exactly does that mean? What exactly does it mean to exist? You can go down this rabbit hole about the topic that I'm talking about. You can find a lot of interesting things, a lot of things that may make you uncomfortable, may make you anxious, but also may make you intrigued. Go down that rabbit hole if you want to. Go down the consciousness rabbit hole if you want to. But if you're going to learn one thing and realize one thing, consciousness at its core just means to be aware. Not being in survival mode, not being, whatever, like everybody else. You're not like everybody else. You should know that. You are unique. There's no reason for you to be in the same spot like everybody else, especially if you don't have to. If you know that you can improve, improve. If you know that the people around you are not helping you, they're just keeping you stagnant, having you at, really bad mindsets, really just negative mindsets, then find other people, go somewhere else. Close that door, like the car door outside, and walk through a new door where a new path is there for you, where existence itself glorifies your bravery, honors your bravery, gifts you because of your bravery. Elevate your level of awareness, which is elevate your level of consciousness. Don't be asleep anymore. It's okay. You can be scared. You can be frightened of the world. You can be afraid to leave your home, your hometown, yada, 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 yada. But just know, the more aware you are of certain things, you'll just be more and more sick of where you're at, because you know that you can be in a better place. You could be doing better things. Your level of consciousness will force you to do that. So don't get to the point where you're just stuck forever because you're afraid. If you are aware enough that you're stuck and you're in a bad place, try your best to leave. Try your best to elevate and just evolve. Simply evolve. Just evolve. And you'll get to where you need to be, want to be, yada, yada, yada. I've already said this before, but I'll keep saying it. You'll get there. Let your consciousness elevate to a point where the doors that open for you are as beautiful as your infinite potential. Just walk through them and you'll never regret it. Hopefully. Peace. I'm just playing. Bye. I love you guys.